Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here again with a replay from Daniel. Now, I've been sitting on this replay for a while because I told Daniel, he's been sending in a lot of stuff. He's been getting featured on the channel a lot recently. So Bismarck horn. So when he sent me this in and I watched it, this is a this is a treat for you guys because just what happens at the end is it's really nail biting. And I told him, this is an amazing replay, but I want to sit on it for a while. It's going to be featured, don't worry. I just want to get some other people up on the channel because a lot of other people have started to send me replays now. So now that I've had a chance to show some other people's replays, we're going back to Daniel for this one because, oh my god, what this comes down to is crazy. I was almost out of my seat watching the end of this battle. So he's in ranked, he's in the Bismarck, probably one of my favorite tier 8s. Recently got replaced by the Massachusetts, but only because the Massachusetts is an absolutely amazing ship and the Bismarck is still an amazing ship. I'll take a Bismarck against any tier 9 or tier 10 battleship any day of the week, and with the confidence that I will win in a 1v1 with that battleship. So, what's the situation here? You got 4 cruisers per team, no destroyers. So, now that's one of the Bismarck's biggest weakness is destroyers, because she has really bad torpedo protection, just like the rest of the German line. So the only ships she's got to worry about torpedoes from are 2 Hippers and 2 Megamis. I'm sorry, 2 Hippers, a Megami, and their Cleveland does not have torpedoes. So I also want you guys to notice what he's doing here at the beginning of the game. You'll notice he's focusing on cruisers mainly. And that is because the Bismarck, her main battery guns, I'm sure most of you guys are aware of the meme German dispersion. This holds very, very true for the Bismarck. Now, against other battleships, the dispersion's perfectly fine. Every now and then your RNG will fling your shells around, but most of the time you can hit enemy battleships pretty reliably because they're big targets. Cruisers, not so much, especially if they stay at range over 15 kilometers away. Yeah, you're probably going to be missing most of your shots, and your best option in that chance is to run away, go undetected, and hope to engage them closer. Oh, speaking of Cleveland, Daniel pops his spotter plane to get the nice little angle over on the Cleveland, and pays off quite nicely, does almost 10k in one salvo to the Cleveland. But yeah, if you're fighting cruisers in the Bismarck, you really want to either run away and try to re-engage at a closer distance, or, if you stick to cover, try to island hop close to them. And, the main thing is you want to try to close the gap to where you can get to within secondary range, which he is running a secondary build with a secondary flag, so Daniel's Bismarck secondary range is 11.3 kilometers, which is really, really nice. And you'll see here, he's considering targeting Gascon, but and look, the enemy team's pushing up from behind that island right there. The island at A, they're coming around to engage Daniel's team that is holding and defending A. You can see right here, he's considering, do I take a shot at the Gascon, do I take a shot at the Megami? The Megami's turning away, so the Gascon is, presenting such a better target. He takes a shot at the Gascon, and there goes Bismarck, Daniel's team's Prince Eugen. Got burnt out by the enemy Megami. So now Daniel's team is 1 ship down. Both teams have a cap each. However, the enemy team does now have the points advantage because they sunk Daniel's Megami. Again, Gascon's kind of just chilling there, not really sure what he's doing. He does have his engine boost pop, because you can tell by the smoke coming out of his smokestacks, but I have a suspicion he won't be here for much longer. Now Daniel headed straight to A with his Megamis, and this will give them the cap advantage. And he's there in chat telling his Megamis once they get done capping C, they're going straight to B. which is a pretty good strat because there's only you can see the enemy team over by A is pretty condensed, whereas the enemy team in the southern part of the map they're pretty spread out, so much easier to focus down and take care of. Gets an OK pin on that Megami, and now that his team has, yep, they're done capping C, he is keeping true to his word and chugging along quite nicely to B. That Gascon somehow still alive, even though he's just been sitting out in the open, and Daniel is seeking to remedy that. I'm sorry if you hear people talking in the background. I just got, I usually record this stuff either really early in the morning or really late at night, but it's about midday right now, so there's people up and walking around. I'll try to edit it out as best I can. So, Daniel's Megami just managed to sink the Cleveland, and the Gascon is showing his broadside to Daniel, which is a very bad idea, Gascon, because Bismarck's guns are quite large and hurt, but he gets almost 6,000 damage on him. Unfortunately, doesn't get to finish him off, and the other Bismarck on Daniel's team finishes off the Gascon. So now Daniel's team currently has a ship advantage, only one ship down to the enemy's 2 ships. And now that group of the enemy team that went around to the A cap is now bearing down on the A cap. Got a NorCal with another Bismarck and a Hipper. Turpets. So let's see how this goes. They are all pretty far away from Daniel, not the best for the Bismarck, but he takes a shot at the Hipper. Again, you notice he is targeting the cruisers first, because once Bismarck gets, again, even against multiple battleships, the armor on the Bismarck is thick enough to where if you angle properly, you can bounce most of the shells, and then all you have to worry about is overpins. And there goes one of their Massachusetts. Again, targeting the destroyer, cruisers. Will the shells hit? Unfortunately, it does not get the kill.
Torpedoes to port.
Friendly torpedoes coming up from behind him, and his Mogami over there is having a 1v1 with another Mogami and losing. So now the teams are balanced in terms of ships. 3 ships down on each team, but Daniel's team still does hold the point lead. Daniel's secondaries are opening up on that NorCal, and so is Daniel. NorCal is a pretty easy ship to get a Citadel on him. However, this NorCal is angled just enough to where Daniel can't get a Citadel on him. However, he is getting some pretty good pins on him, and his secondaries are raining down upon him. Now, again, I can't tell if Daniel has manual secondaries, because that doesn't show up in the replay, the icon above the ship that you would select. However, judging by how many shots he is getting on target, I would assume that he does. The Hipper's showing a little bit too much broadside. Daniel takes a shot at him, and a bounce and an overpin. And now Daniel, finally someone shoots at Daniel. He hasn't been shot at the entire game, at least he hasn't been hit. And there goes the other Bismarck on Daniel's team. Daniel is now the last surviving battleship on his team. Oh, that's a really nice broadside that Turkish just gave Daniel, and Daniel takes advantage of it. There's a cool 21,000k to that Turpitz. Yep, drained his health nice and easily. And now the enemy team is starting to focus on Daniel. You see in chat that guy named Hawkeyes has stated that they cannot win this, because they are, it looks pretty grim. They have 2 ships left. The enemy team has 4 ships. NorCal opens up just a little bit more for Daniel. He's burning away quite nicely. And Daniel, unfortunately, just gets a bunch of overpins. Like I said at the start of the match, good old German dispersion. Now it's just Daniel and this Mogami, who has decided that his best option now is to charge the enemy team. So there are 3 ships in front of Daniel. There's a Mogami who is quite wisely hiding behind the islands at sea and just HE spamming Daniel. Ooh, that's a really nice broadside that Hipper is giving Daniel. And what does he get? Nothing. Like I said, good old German dispersion. That NorCal pokes its head up from behind the island. The Mogami opens up, and Daniel took a nasty hit there. Mogami opens up and dumps all of his torpedoes at that NorCal. However, the NorCal has stopped fully. However, the NorCal may have stopped. The Tirpitz, on the other hand, and you know those torpedoes are detected at this moment. And does he take any evasive action? What do you guys think? No, he doesn't. Or if he does, it's far too late. Daniel loses a turret there. Yep, far too late for that Tirpitz. The Mogami gets a double strike. It is now a Mogami, I believe a Mogami. Yep, a Mogami and a Hipper versus Daniel and his Bismarck and his teammate in the Mogami. So, remember I said at the beginning of the game, Bismarck is not very good at hitting cruisers from over 15 kilometers away. And there went Daniel's last teammate. It is now him against a half-health Mogami and a mostly full-health Hipper. There's 8 minutes left on the clock, so this is anybody's game at this point. However, the odds are heavily against Daniel. Opens up on the Hipper, gets a pin and an overpin. Now keep in mind there are 2 cruisers still, so that Mogami can hide and just HE spam Daniel from cover. However, he's decided that's not in his best interest, and he has run out from cover, assumingly to go cap the A cap. I don't know why he's firing at him. He could have remained completely undetected and ran to the A cap. However, he just got deleted. RNG just smiled upon Daniel, and now it is Daniel in a Bismarck versus a Hipper. So know what you're thinking, Mountbatten, the Hipper's giving him broadside, Daniel's just going to delete him. You would think so. However, he just overpinned him. Only hit him with 1 shell, that was an overpin. Now the Hipper is still giving him broadside, assumingly to launch torpedoes. And he's still giving him broadside. So is this shot gonna delete him? Nope, overpin and a bounce. Daniel has 2 fires on him. His health is draining away quite nicely right now. He gets an overpin, assumingly on a module. A pin on a module, an overpin, and then 2 bounces. Daniel is at 19,000 health and burning away quite nicely. His heal is still on cooldown. The Hipper only has 1 fire on him. Daniel fires again, and the Hipper aiming a bit higher. Gets another 2 overpins. 2 fires still on Daniel's Bismarck. He is at 10,000 health. He is now below 10,000 health. So is the Mogami. I mean the Hipper. Daniel has 2 fires on him. Daniel's now at 4,000 health, still burning away. Hipper's at about 2,000. Daniel pops his heal. The Hipper is about to get behind that side of the island, but he is Daniel's still burning away, but he manages to clutch the kill at 2,000 health. If that Hipper would have made it behind that island, those fires would have eventually overcame Daniel's Bismarck's heal, and Daniel would have burned out, giving the Hipper the victory. However, he managed to get those shots off at the last possible second to get the kill on that Hipper and secure the victory for his team. That is by far the closest ranked game I have seen. I'm talking about replays I've had sent in and ranked games that I've been in and ranked games that I've seen on YouTube so far. This is by far one of the closest for sure, if not the closest game I've seen. So Daniel, again, amazing job, my dude, and thanks for sending it in. And here are his results right here. You can see all the lovely XP and credits he earned on that game. Well deserved too. So again, if you have a replay that you would like to send it to SealordMountbatten@gmail.com. I will leave a link to the email in the description below. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 500 subscribers. I still can't believe that I'm saying this, because it was just 3 weeks ago that we were at 200, and now we're almost at 500. It's been an incredible month of growth for the channel. I can't thank you guys enough for it. So again, thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one.